Wolo bakinine, wolo bakinine.
Oh, good evening, everybody. Welcome. Invite your friends, share, let them know that we are live talking about relationships. Woo, the elephant in the room, the pandemic that has taught us things about murder that we didn't know that existed. So, welcome to the show. Invite everybody to come. Oh, wait. Is this a toothbrush? Yes, it is. It's a toothbrush, and I'm going to tell you all about it. So, tonight we are talking about finding self respect. Finding it. The word we are using is finding. It's intentional, it's purposeful that we are looking out to find our own self respect. Now, before I talk about this toothbrush that I'm holding right here, I want to tell you a little story. The other day, I had the privilege of meeting some friends of mine, and we were sitting in kind of a formal, non formal setup. The reason why I say it was formal and non-formal is because it was in the evening. We were still discussing business, but there was some socialness involved. There was a drink, there was maybe some tea for those who take tea, and there was that kind of a relaxation mode. But the main focus, some of us who are there, or most of us who are there, we are there to discuss business. So this interesting scene happened to me that motivated this particular conversation of today of finding self-respect. So we are sitting there. We are a few ladies and there are a few gentlemen. There are more gentlemen than there are ladies. So we are like three ladies and then the others are all gentlemen. So we are sitting there, we are planning, and because the person who had invited us there had so many things ongoing, so you deal with one person, skip that person, and go to the other person, and in the process you get to be heard and you get to share what you want. But all of us within that circle were business people. We were there looking for business opportunities. But because this person is a wealthy person, so he gave each person what they wanted to take. So, in particular, there's this particular lady that inspired the show of tonight that just captured the whole evening and held it by the balls. And I literally mean it. So, there we are having a conversation, we are taking a cup of tea, guys are taking their drink, and we are relaxing. The evening is passing away, you're waiting for your chance to present what you're presenting, get the opportunity, and go home. So, this lady sees a whiskey and she starts to take her whiskey. I see the person sitting next to her telling her, hey, slow down, nakimbia sana. But she's like, no, I can handle my alcohol. And so the other person backs off because, we are all strangers. We met there to discuss business. So she continues taking her sip. She continued taking 2 double shots, 3 double shots, 4 double shots. By the time we were getting to almost 30 minutes, this lady had almost gone like half the bottle of whiskey. So she's drunk. She gets drunk, and her drunkenness tells her, I want this particular person who's sitting across from me. So she wakes up from where she's sitting. We are sitting in like an L of some kind. So she wakes up from where she's sitting and she goes to sit to the gentleman who she finds to be attractive. And she begins to have a conversation with this gentleman. But this gentleman isn't particularly very interested in this conversation. So he keeps dismissing her, he keeps ignoring her, he keeps snobbing her. And the more he did that, the more aggravated she became, the more determined she became to push this person to comply to her desires. Eventually, they could no longer speak in low tones. The more the conversation went on, the louder it became, the more all of us got involved and began to hear what she was saying. To cut the long story short, there was insults, there was very verbal insults coming from this lady, and this gentleman was actually put off and turned off completely. Mbaka, he was taking his hand and putting it in her face and pushing her like this. So me, I'm sitting there and tunaangaliana na madam yetu tunaulizana, how did we get here? So she's making all of us look bad, right? So we can all feel the pressure to tone her down. So what really caught me is that 5 men, there were like 6 men, woke up to pick her up on her feet and throw her out because this particular person that she was fixated on is a very prominent person, is a very busy person, is somebody who is, he has a status of his own, he holds his own end. So there we are. And I just asked this gentleman, wanaume watano, 5 of you, you really seriously want to deal with one lady? Just pick her up and throw her out. Because we kept on asking her, would you please leave? Can we call you an Uber? Did you drive here? How did you get here? Can we call you a Boda Boda? How can we get you to leave? Because you're embarrassing yourself, things have gotten out of hand. To cut the long story short, by the time we were leaving that home, Yani things had spun out of control. We had where hence the topic of tonight, finding self-respect, and the reason why I am holding this particular toothbrush. And before I go on, I want to ask my friend Nikata in the background to play for me that video one more time, that clip, so that you can get to see what I am talking about when we say about finding self-respect. Would you please play it for me, girl? I know she's somewhere.
Wolo bakinine, wolo bakinine.
TikTok, the world we live in. Look at this person walking behind each person and copying their pace and copying the way they're moving and trying to see, oh, I can do what this person is doing. What you don't realize is that when you're copying other people, they're looking back at you and thinking, which journey are you going? That's the question we are answering tonight. Everybody knows what this is. This is a toothbrush. We use it to clean our teeth, the skunk of our mouths. I mean, this thing ensures we have fresh breath, as small as it is. This thing ensures that our teeth don't decay, as small as it is. And if you don't make use of it, your mouth can really be a problem to the rest of us. Any conversation can be very difficult if you didn't use this particular thing in the morning and in the evening. So what this toothbrush does, it takes care of the mouth setting. It takes care of your teeth. It takes care of your tongue. It takes care of your gums. It takes care of things that we do. But there's somebody who will sit there in the comment section and tell me, but me, Nyokabi, I put Colgate in my hands and I clean my teeth, so I still take care of my teeth. No, 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 no. There's a reason why we have a brush for that particular purpose, because it gets into the tiny areas that we cannot see and is able to pick out the things that we cannot see and we cannot think about. So those things that it cleans and it reaches that we don't see, that's the self-respect that we are finding tonight. Now, I want us to define what is self-respect. When you talk about the word respect, what does it mean? What comes to your mind? When you see the poster saying that we'll be talking about self-respect, what is self-respect is a question we are asking ourselves tonight. What is it? What is this word that is called respect? Men are always demanding, I want respect from my wife. I don't want you to love me. I want you to respect me. The Bible says that the woman should respect her husband, then love her husband. You know, the word respect come into play a lot in our day-to-day lives. So what is this particular respect that we are talking about? So according to the dictionary, it says that a feeling of deep admiration. It's a feeling of a deep admiration. You admire something deeply with depth for someone or something. For someone or something. The beauty about respect and admiration is we as human beings, we mostly focus on admiring other people. Never do we ever stop to admire ourselves. For example, our clip that we've been watching today at the beginning of this show, this particular thing is admiring the way this thing is working and it's picking up after them. Then it goes and it says, oh, that one is working better. And it picks and it starts working with a limp. And then, oh, it says, oh, the other person is working like this. The way we look at our celebrities, we see the way some of our celebrities perform on TikTok. And all of us are copying and doing what they are doing. Then we see the way a particular comedian performs their art or their craft, and we pick it up and we start doing it. Then we see the way a particular politician is leading their life, or a particular rich person is deeply leading their life, and we admire. And in the process of that admiration, we quickly begin to follow, just like this animal. We start swinging the way they are swinging. We start walking the way they are walking. We start picking the way they are doing. In the process, we forget who we are. We never stop to reflect back and begin to admire ourselves. Mostly when we want to respect, we look at the ability of that person. That is why you see people who are so wealthy in a family setting. That one person who is the most wealthy, burial meetings cannot start before they come. Wedding conversations cannot start before they come, because they have the voice. They are respected because they have the ability to give the most contribution, as is the perception of everybody. We assume because they are wealthy, they are more eloquent, they should give the vote of thanks. even if they have a stammer. We assume because they have achieved so much, then they deserve to be at the forefront. So we never really give opportunities to other talents within the same circles because we are busy admiring what other people are doing. But tonight, we are learning issues about self admiration, self respect. Respect is due regard for the feelings, wishes, and rights of other people. You regard them with so much respect. You think about it. If now, for example, a rich person was to call me, if I was to pick the phone, I'd probably say, hello, yes, yes, sir, madam. You have a smile on your face, you pick it with a lot of dignity. But if your peer called you, or if somebody who is, let's say, below the pyramid, nobody's poor, people are just below the pyramid, they call you, unataka nini? Unatafuta nini? You have no respect for their feelings. You don't want to know what's going on. You don't have the patience. Harakisha niko na mkutano naenda mahali fulani. But if somebody powerful, somebody who has achieved, you are almost standing where you are, like they can see you standing in salute and in honor and in respect to their regard, and you pick their phone with a lot of courtesy, and you even clear your voice and prepare yourself and smile. You don't forget to smile. You smile like they can see you through the phone. But when somebody who has not achieved much in life, when they call you, nini amefanya, sa unataka nifanya nini? You have no respect and you have no regard for this person. But when respect is in place, we take care of their feelings. We take care of their wishes. We take care of their rights. We consider them. We show them some level of love, that comes because they have achieved. We salute them. So respect is admiring someone or something deeply, deeply. The word that they are using is deeply. It's rooted. Iko ndani yako. Sometimes you don't even know. But if you think that I'm lying to you, I want you to imagine the one person that you think cannot pick your calls if they called you today. What would be your response? Probably is a politician, regardless of how they conduct and carry themselves. Probably is a spiritual authority of some kind, the big spiritual authorities, the ones who run mega churches, the ones who apparently are the closest to God, and they drive big cars. If they called you today and you admire them, what would be your response? And they called you. That deep admiration that you have for them is what we are calling respect. So it always comes as a result of their achievements and the things that they have done. So what we are saying that respect means that it's the acceptance of the other person. You accept them the way they are. You even go further to overlook their differences or their misconduct because you respect them. The reason why I am using this particular explanation of what respect is because as human beings, we respect people who have money. We don't look at their character, we look at what they're bringing to the table. We don't look at their behavior, we don't look at how they carry themselves, how they conduct themselves, how they even treat you. When you call them and when they invite you to their houses, how do they regard you? How do they treat you? How do they speak to you? Do they give you a minute to express yourself? You're sitting there showing them respect because of their abilities, because you have a very deep admiration. But when it comes to self-respect, why is it lacking? Have you ever wondered why you lack your own self-respect? Well, number one is because you feel like you have not achieved a single thing in your life. You look at your life from the time you were in kindergarten, ukaanguka kindergarten, who fails kindergarten? But you're one of those. Yani kuchora na kuandika 1 and 2 and writing your name. Dude, you failed. You talk at kindergarten, ukaenda primary school. Ukaconcentrate na sports na kukimbia marathon. Kipchoge. You failed class 8. Wazazi wakang'ang'ana, wakakusukumia, wakabembeleza principal, ukaingia high school. Ukiingia high school, drama, festivals na wewe. You're like this. Amwachani. You're like this. So, you failed form 4. In the process of here and there, hapakule, life here, you met a girl or you met a gentleman, boop, you got pregnant. My friend, nothing works out good for you. So you're sitting there and you're thinking, look at what I married. Look at what happened to me. Look. You look at your peers. And you see them. Hey, your friend has married the most beautiful girl in the town. Your girlfriends have picked the tallest, dark and handsome guy. The only tall, dark and handsome guy that was in your community married your friend. Ukabaki yako peke yako. What's there to admire? What's there to respect? What's there to appreciate? You hang out with your buddies, with your peers. I don't know whether you guys have those friends who mukienda place, you go to visit them. They're the ones who live in their own houses. I don't know, it's me who has friends like that. They live in their own houses, they're not renting. You're thinking, guy, what have I been doing with my life? You go to the parking lot, juzi walikuwa na drive KDD, you're thinking, huh? You still have your KA or KAW, you're thinking, okay, so what am I doing with my life? I wake up early in the morning, I go to work. Then you see their dress code. Oh God, I don't know whether you have friends who wear, auntie's closet. Clothes za 7,000, tops za 4,500, and you're thinking, 4,500 nimelipa token, nimelipa internet, and nimenunua maziwa. Boss, somebody's wearing it. He's wearing it to a burial. Like just like that. And you're wondering, what am I doing with my life? You try to find that self-respect, but you never find it. And these are the people who go to weddings. When they serve their food, amejaza sahani hivi, mpaka the food as they walk to the table is spilling from their plates because they have no self-respect. They don't care how people see them. They are more concerned about kukula hiyo mchele ya harusi. And probably in their house in the evening, rice is being cooked. These are the people who, when the cake is being served, grown-ups, I'm not talking about children, grown-ups, people who are in the working industry, they are chasing after the cake, hata karibu waangushe bridesmaids, akingangana kupata hiyo keki, na ni round ya 3 ama ya 4. These are the guys we are talking about. These are the guys that when you come to their house and you entertain them with a bottle of whiskey, until that bottle is empty, they cannot stop. They can't stop. They don't care what you will think about them. They don't care what brought them where you are. They don't care that after that, you may probably never call them. And the business you are invited for, Kusha. These are the guys who go for the family, for the corporate dinners or corporate function or corporate trainings. I do these trainings all the time, so I'm always interacting with these guys in corporates. Unaona hiyo sahani, you're just dining etiquette. Tonight we are learning about finding self-respect. Where is it? Where has it gone? And how do you find it? How do you practice every single day until you know that you have self-respect? There's something that at the bottom of what I have highlighted right there. That respect is your relationship building feelings of trust. It builds feelings of trust within yourself. It builds safety. It builds the well-being of the person that you're with, in the relationship with. And tonight we are learning about the relationship with yourself. Do you have enough trust within yourself to cause you to admire who you are and where you have come from? And to help me have this amazing conversation tonight is my one and only friend that I love so much and appreciate. An award-winning lady at a very young age. She's going to tell us how she feels about herself with all those awards that she's been winning. A mental advocate, my own personal friend. I'm so proud to say that. Like I said, we like to affiliate ourselves with people who have achieved. Someone who I admire, that has helped me so much in some of the programs that I'm doing on my own now as Awakening the Life Within You. And I can't wait to introduce her to you. So without any further ado, drum roll, please. Victoria Nikata, darling, how are you?
Well, akija kabi, nichacha mpaka nasikia. Yeah.
Question number 1.
Yes.
How often do you change your toothbrush? How often do you change your toothbrush?
I actually lose count. It would be a week, it would be 2 weeks, as in it's nazibadilishanga hivi. I have like 3 of them in my room right now that are unused, and then I have one in the lower bathroom, one in the top bathroom, and one in my bag.
Oh. I picked the right candidate. Victoria, you know there are people who use their toothbrush mbaka easy, these teeth, these ones, they end. They come out, they form another shape. They look like this. They look like they have been hit by a truck.
You know the ones who use their toothbrush, but it flattens in the in the middle. It flattens. You're wondering, what is this for? How does this work?
They exhaust it. Yani mpaka your toothbrush, it's no longer a toothbrush. It's a toothbrush.
It's flat on the top there. Like, what is this going to brush? The bristles are supposed to enter the teeth, yeah? But now this is flattened.
It's flat out like this. I don't know if I have any toothbrush that looks like that, maybe I don't even know if I have, because normally when I change my toothbrush, and I want people in the comment section to tell me how oftenly they change their toothbrush. So when I give up on my toothbrush, I make it into my makeup toothbrush. So this is
Same here.
how I normally
It
give up
becomes my
my
my hair thingy. It becomes my
yes,
edges, whatever. Yeah,
it
same here.
becomes for shaping my hair and for combing this to baby hairs here that I have so many. So by the time I'm coming to the point that I'm giving up my toothbrush, it's at this level. I know people are wondering why we are talking about toothbrushes today and self-respect. What's the connection between a toothbrush and self-respect?
I choose what?
A toothbrush. Ah, the Kikuyu in me will one day finish me. Mikata, I tell you the truth. The Kikuyu in me one day will finish me. Oh, they are wondering what's the connection between self-respect and a toothbrush. And I want you guys to hit me in the comment section below and let me know, how often do you change your toothbrush? How often do you change your toothbrush? Do you change it after every 1 month?
Half a year. I
Yes.
think half
So
a year.
hit me in the comment section and let me know how often you change your toothbrush and why you change it as oftenly as it is. And if you're one of those guys who your toothbrush is flat like this, yani ata haina hizi brushes anymore, zilisha. If you're one of those guys, hit us in the comment section and let us know, why haven't you changed your
Why?
toothbrush
Why
for
is
all
it?
this long? Now toothbrush is not even expensive, it's like 100 bob. A good toothbrush is like 150 or 250. That they are about. Why haven't you changed your toothbrush? So Victoria, you're here for a reason.
You
I'm a
know,
lady.
let me
Yes.
first put on this disclaimer. When your cabby told me that there's a reason I'm here, I asked her why. Why? Prepare me. She said, no, you'll find out during the show. So in case I disappear, you know why.
Victoria.
Yes, yes,
Victoria, with the
yes.
introduction I gave you,
In case I disappear, you all know why. Mm-hmm.
with the introduction I gave you, you cannot afford to disappear. You can't afford to disappear. But I'm curious to find out, Victoria.
Yes.
You have a lot. I looked at your profile. I had the privilege of going through your profile the other day. I must admit, I think a month ago. I had the privilege of going through your profile and I looked at some of your achievements. I noticed in particular that you have actually won an award for the job that you're doing at responding to life, right? And I saw some of the photos that you have from the time you started in 2015, I think they're about, to the time where
16.
you are at, yes, 2016, to the time where you are at right now. And I could see a lot of growth in it,
Mm,
right? And I
mm,
remember telling you, Victoria, do you know how far you have come? Being somebody who I know that has walked the journey of achievement and the journey of progressive growth,
mhm,
organic growth, if we may call it organic growth, you've grown from one step to the other, growing slowly. You didn't wake up one morning and become trendy and become popular
mhm.
and Churchill is calling you for an interview, Bitco is calling you for an interview,
Allah.
KTN,
Amen.
TV, they are
Amen.
they're all, I know, right? They're all calling
Amen.
you for an interview to find out. So what
Amen.
inspired this TikTok? So what inspired this TikTok dance that you've done that has made you all of a sudden be on the map? Yours is organic growth.
Amen.
And in a nutshell, the reason why I didn't tell you why you're here for this show is because I didn't want you to prepare. I want an authentic conversation. Your Kavi is all about authentic conversations. Truth,
Mhm,
honestly. In this
mhm,
journey that you have walked,
mhm.
what is the one thing that you truly admire about yourself? The one thing that you truly admire about yourself. One thing,
Resilience.
the
Resilience.
resilience,
The
the
resilience.
consistency. Why?
Yes.
Why is that the case?
Because there are a lot of people who don't get to continue as they as they are. Yeah, they don't. They give up halfway, especially with something that you probably are not getting paid for. A lot of people usually end up giving up in the, like, after a month or two, and they say, you know what, this is not it. There's so many things that I've tried, but working in my purpose and doing what I do and having gotten to 5 years is not a joke. It's not a joke. And putting in so much energy, so much money, you know that you're working somewhere else and you're putting in that money into this dream that some people may not take too seriously. Let me tell you, Nyokabi, when I began, nobody believed in me. My partner then didn't believe in me. There's so many people who didn't believe in me. There are only a couple of people who did, and they saw it for what it currently is and where it's going, because this is not, it's not stopping here, and it's not even where it's supposed to be. But it was very, very few people who believed in me, and to be honest, that was just it. And being able to some days go without feeling that, that support, but you still stay resilient, you still stay consistent. Let me tell you, the consistency journey has also been like this, but being able to get to where we are at right now, I am so proud of myself, very, very proud of myself.
That is very excellent. I like that. I like that you're proud of your resilience. For me, the one weakness that I have is consistency. For me, consistency. Ati nikuwe consistent with something. Ati I start something, I see it to completion. Yani, my husband will have to be screaming at the back of my ears. No, Kabi, you need to do, you need to do, you need to do. For me to be consistent, to do something consistently, it has to be at the back of my ears every day. Have you done? Have you finished? Have you completed? Have you followed up? Have you, me, I even forget payments. I do a job and I leave, I forget payments. So nimekaa hivi saa zile nimesota ndio najiuliza, where am I going to get money? And then I hear my husband go like, did you get paid for this job? And I'm thinking, no, I haven't. Dude, why is the lack of that consistency. But in that process, Nikata, of working and being consistent,
Mm.
there's an admiration that you can get out of it that should help you respect who you are.
Oh, yes. Yes, of course.
Right?
Yes.
Now, to bring this point home, if I was to come to you, Victoria,
Yeah.
and give you a dying offer and tell you, hey, Victoria, I like what you're doing, but I want Victoria responding to life and awakening the life within you to merge together. But mostly, I want to. No. Allow me to ask my question. Sasa ni nini kiherehere? Kiherehere ni ya nini? So calm down. I'm asking my question. Calm down. Breathe out to the mouth, in with the nose, out with the mouth. So in case, I'm just a scenario. It could be true, it could not be true. But if I was to come and say, hey, Victoria, I like what you're doing. I find you in your vision. I find you in your element. I find you in your place of destiny, walking the walk of God that has called you. And I tell you, hey, Victoria, come over here. Let's join together, responding to life and awakening the life within you and merge it together. But in the process of merging in together, responding to life and awakening the life together, we don't come up with a new brand. We stick with the colors of awakening the life within you. We stick with the title of Nyokabi is the CEO and the founder of Awakening the Life Within You. We are talking about finding self-respect. That's what we are talking about, Nikata. Because most people, they are walking the journey of copy-pasting what other people are doing. But nobody is sticking with their vision and their dream. And I want to ask you, being somebody who has walked the journey and you know the labor of getting to where you are, what would stop you from accepting my invitation and say, hey, Nyokabi, by the way, I agree with you, but woman, we cannot join responding to life together with awakening the life within you. What would stop you? Tell me what would stop you. Today we are learning about finding respect for self. Self-respect. That's what we are talking about.
Ah,
Let me go comment section.
If you follow me on Twitter, there's something I'm used to saying, and I can see one person here who can tell you what I say a lot on Twitter. It's respect yourself. Imani is telling us about loving the energy here, and every time I'm on Twitter, I'm always talking about respecting yourself. So the one thing that would stop me is self-respect. Respecting my journey and not letting it go to trash.
I love that. I love that you say that it is respecting your journey and not allowing it to go down the drain because somebody else has come with an idea. You remember at the beginning of this show, I talked about this experience that I had just the other day, I think 2 or 3 days ago, with this particular lady. She was so determined to finish the bottle of whiskey that she forgot that she was there with a very prominent person, a very powerful individual, chasing work worth millions, but she ended up looking so stupid because she couldn't let go of the whiskey glass. My point is this, Victoria Nikata. If you're going on a journey, if you're walking on a path, you're going on a journey. Probably you're going on a journey of your education. You're the kind of person who seeks for higher education, like Akina Victoria who are currently doing their master's, and like us who are stuck at degrees and we are not growing. I mean, hiyo imetosha, hiyo masomo imetosha, you know. So you're this person who is aspiring to keep growing academically. You're this person who is aspiring to have a beautiful family. You're this person who is aspiring to start a program like what Victoria and I are doing, at responding to life and not reacting to life, and at
Voila.
awakening the life within. I know, I have to insist. Yapo,
That one.
and you're looking at us and you're thinking, I want to go on this particular journey. Self-respect will keep you going. Self-respect will keep you on the mission. It will keep you focused on the goal. And this is what we are saying about. If I want to build a life, Nikata, with you, and let's say I was tuning you and I told you, hey, Nikata, boo boo, I love you, you're my darling, I want to build a life with you, and you're looking at me and you're thinking, do I settle? Do I keep on my path? In my life, I just saw myself disappear for a minute right there. I hope I'm still here. Let me know in
Yeah,
the comments
yeah,
section.
yeah.
Nimeona kamera yangu ikizunguka hivi. Share register live shows. So you're there, you're on this path. And I want us to talk to the young men and the young ladies about self-respect, especially people who are on social media. I want us to talk about your dress code. What does it represent? Your
Oh,
eating habits. Yes, what do they represent? And
yeah.
people think that I have self-respect because I eat KFC every day. Dude, you have zero respect for yourself. Because if you had respect for your organs and for everything that you put, I know, right? Oh, girl, sorry. Everything you put in your mouth, you take into consideration. You'd ask yourself, is this medicine or is it poison? That's how I look at food, by the way, Victoria. Whenever I want to eat or like I want to take something, I will always ask myself, is this medicine or is it poison? Is it going to nourish my body? Is it going to give me energy? Is it going to make me productive? Or what energy drinks? You have no respect for yourselves. These are the things we are talking about. You are on a journey, a particular journey. How do you stay on this journey? I'm curious to find out, Victoria, what is your ideal? What do you think is your relationship between, I don't want to say food, I want to look for something else. Your spiritual.
With food, I will fail terribly. I won't be the best representation. Yeah. So you tell me about my dressing. Thank you. I will.
No.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that one that you'd feel terribly. So, what is the challenge between you and food? Nyokavi is all about authentic conversations and meaningful relationships. We are all about building each other.
Fabi, you're setting me up for failure over here. You're setting me up for failure. This is not good. This is not good. Anywho, my relationship to food is very toxic.
Yes. Oh, I like it.
Very toxic. Me, I love food. Food loves me, and we don't have a healthy relationship. We eat, and
Yes.
in some other situation it eats me. So, anyway, yeah, we're trying.
I like the way you're being so slippery about it. You just want to touch on the surface and move on. You don't even want to dive in and get into bed and find out.
We move on swiftly. You mentioned something else about clothes.
Now we have Noreen Ambata here who is telling us that how you dress
really matters. Yes.
How you dress really matters.
And I
And
think,
do you know how you dress coincides with the self-respect with the self-respect? I don't know whether ladies know this. I don't know whether women know this, because when you wear this casket that you can't bend over, you can't stand. The other day, my husband was telling me alikuwa ameenda kwenye wanajungwa hizi shindano za COVID, and the lady came there and she was wearing such a short dress. She couldn't sit down the whole time. She was having such a hard time sitting. Now he was asking me if she knew the dress was so short and she could sit down to get injected. Why did she wear the dress? I think she needs to watch this video and find self-respect and begin to carry herself with admiration. So let's talk about clothes. What do you think about clothes, and how do they illustrate or bring out self-respect, right? Because the objective of the conversation today is self-respect. How do your clothes portray or illustrate self-respect?
Nyokabe, one of the things that is a discussion now in social media on social
Yes.
media. The fact that, oh, you might just my choice and you can just anyhow and and all that kind of thing. There was one video that was going around, a lady who had a slit in your and
Yes.
then she had not one undies and the slit is up until the stomach. It is that
Yes.
high. And
Mhm.
then people are talking about it on social media, and people are like, "Oh, she's so hot and Jimmy Nini and da, 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 da. You should let her dress whatever she wants to dress in." However, also on the other side, the other comments are not that positive in terms of now I wouldn't directly associate your dressing to your relationship to men and so on and so forth, because that's a whole different conversation in itself. But in
Mm.
terms of how do I walk out, kuna mwingine alikuwa amevaa the covering here, just the two thingies, and
Mhm.
then covering that section, and then the everywhere else was open.
Mhm.
And you see, it might not be a cup of tea, but now tell me, would that person does that person think of the fact, and even men, you see a man who is dressing in a very, very tight thing. By the way, I don't get attracted to people who dress men who dress in very tight thingies at Impaka. I can
By
see
the
your
way,
two
by the
like this. You know what?
kwa hiyo point ya kuvaa vitu tight, do they even know that they are squeezing their next generation? They are affecting men. Stop wearing this tight thing. You are affecting your next generation. Yani,
You can
these things are meant to be relaxing. You know, they're meant to
have you
be
ever seen
floating.
You
Why
have
you?
ever seen men who are dressed and then their two thingies are there poking at you? You see somebody else there as if they got their top whether you can see to
They're
this.
like
Wow,
this. They've
I'm not supposed to see those things as a man. You're not supposed to be showing me that. Not at all. You know when you video you're seeing. They're pointing.
Yes.
This is not okay. And you see these are people who are walking around, or somebody who has a vest, a man who's worn a vest is showing your thingy, your
Over the
the whole
shirts and yes.
this. You're like, man, can you dress well? I'm on I'm to a mesag. You can see, you can you can see. You're like, do you understand the level? It's not for me. You're not dressing for me. You're dressing for yourself. And would you go into a boardroom looking like that? Why would it be so different? And you see, today we are walking CVs, right? We are walking representations of what values we have and what values we hold. And you never know who you're gonna meet. Funny thing is that there was someone who actually sent me a message and told me that, hey, we appreciate the way you look, how you dress, and we would like to invite. And this is no kidding, as in no joke. Somebody invited me, and I think I told you in your cabby. Somebody invited me for an interview simply because of the way I carry myself. And that's not because I carry myself in a certain way because of other people. I carry myself in a certain way because of how I view myself and how I want to be able to, because of the values that I hold. And this is why everything that you do, I love smelling nice, I love dressing nice. I love it, because at the end of the day, when I go out there, I don't know who I'm gonna meet. I don't know who I'm gonna see, and most importantly, I want to feel good about myself. I don't want to be struggling with CG tops that I need to keep on doing this and doing that and all. There's a day I wore a top. Exactly, Yokabi. There's a day I wore a top, Yokabi. I hadn't tested this top. It was a very new top. So I had just bought it straight off the bat, and it looked so nicely. Sorry, actually, so nicely. It looked so nice before I wore it. I hadn't dressed this top before I wore it. So when I got home, and then now we had to go for a function, say I wore the top. Oh, oh. I was like, ha. Hey, these are not for hey, where? I was like, hey, this. I was, this is the thing. And then I looked at myself. I know they're nice, but where? They're everywhere. And
It's
I'm like,
amazing. It's It's amazing, Victoria. You should talk about these things that they are nice. And I remember the other day, I think it was on a Sunday, and I was sharing with my partner, and I was telling him there's this particular dress I was wearing. It's these maxi dresses that go all the down, the summer dresses. But now when I was wearing it,
Yeah.
I didn't know why I had stopped wearing this particular dress. But now that Sunday, it reminded me because it has a V that comes all the way down here. So na nimeenda church, by the way, for your information. So everywhere ninaenda kila mtu ananiambia, kwani utoto vitu zinakuanga vizuri hivyo. So I keep telling them, eyes up, eyes up, eyes up, focus, eyes up. But the whole day I was so uncomfortable because even people who don't normally talk to me came up to me and started saying, hey, this is nasi watu wanafanya, yani kama has a blast, The whole day I had that when I came home, that's the first thing I told him. I was like, Jesus, this is the wrong dress, for me at this particular juncture. But when we talk about self-respect in connection to dress code, people wonder and they go like, it's my dress, it's my choice. But the question we are asking ourselves today, Victoria, is what representation is that dress that you're wearing giving? The way you're conducting yourself in that particular dress, what are you saying about yourself? Are you telling the people around you that I respect myself, that I value myself, that you should treat me with respect? For example, if I was to go to town wearing a very short skirt or a very short dress, and somebody stopped their vehicle and asked me how much, should I be offended? That's the question. Should I be angry if they rolled down their mirror, pulled over to where I am, and said, how much? I like what I see, so we can transact. How should I be offended as a woman? Because I haven't carried myself with respect, then I don't expect him to respect me. That's the question we're asking ourselves. Should you be defended?
And a rule of
Should
thumb,
you?
a rule of thumb that I usually say is that skin is not bad to show a little bit of, but have a
Yes.
rule of thumb. If you're
Yes.
going to have, there are days where you feel like your legs are looking very nice, especially when you've shaved NCG, you've oiled them, you want to show your legs. But if I show my legs, then I make sure up here is covered. As in, you have to have some sort of balance. So if I'm wearing a short, little black dress, then I'm making sure that it's, for instance, like this, right? Because then
Yes.
I have some sort of coverage towards that. Okay, it's my legs that are showing, the rest is covered. It's not too much. If I'm gonna show up here, because there are days where I am, I am,
Yes.
there,
The
there
guys
are
are
those
out for a
stops
walk.
that I know. There are those stops that I know. Then it's definitely, for example, a maxi dress or with trousers that are well respectable, right? And this helps dealing with self-respect. It's not too much, but at the same time, I'm confident, I'm respecting myself, and I'm also being able to place myself in a situation where I'm not sending the wrong signals to some degree. Because again, I tell you, whether you dress in CG, that and that and that and that, people will still come at you. But how you also represent yourself means a lot. People might say that, oh, whether you dress in a boy, men will still do that, or women will still do that. No, how you represent yourself mitigates the extent of which this happens. So you can't blame anybody for taking you in a certain way. And a rule that I usually say, dress
Currently, Victoria has disappeared a bit. I think her internet is giving her a little bit of a challenge. And what I want to talk about or to highlight in this particular comment that we are having here with Noreen Ambata, she's saying, dressing nice to be decent, smell nice to boost your one level of confidence. It brightens your day. You feel good about yourself all day because you feel confident as you're walking. You feel put together as you're dressing the matters that are before you. You feel fulfilled when you dress together. But I know you're wondering, what has any of these things got to do with self-respect? And then bringing us back to the toothbrush. And I said, please guys, hit us in the comment section and let us know, why is it that you are why is it, where, how many times do you change your toothbrush? Aki Victoria umeniconfuse hapo vile umeingia Victoria wawili. I thought there was a ghost bwana. Everything ikapotea, akili ikapotea. So we are asking, how many times do you change your toothbrush? And what's the relationship between your toothbrush and your self-esteem? And what's the relationship between your dress code and your self-worth? Self-worth is the illustration of how you perceive yourself, how you see yourself, the way you take care of the tiny little nitty gritty things that nobody notices. For example, nobody will notice, Victoria, if you changed your toothbrush every 3 months or so often, right? Because it's in your bathroom, it's hidden. Nobody cares so long as your breath is nice. And even if your breath is bad, and with the mask these days, really, your breath being good or bad is neither here for us, because the mask came to save us from bad breath. Thank you, Lord. But nobody knows what to do with your toothbrush apart from you. So the thing about self-respect and the connection between a toothbrush is the inner workings that nobody can see. But if I was to take care of my teeth by using a fresh toothbrush every single time, using a proper toothpaste to clean my teeth, you can see it when I smile. You'll hear people say, "Oh, you have such white teeth." You'll hear
And
people begin to see the product. So the inner working of yourself, of self-respect, you take it out on the way you speak, the way you address people, the way you carry yourself. You are what you speak. From the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So really, when you're talking about someone, and when you're talking about what other people have achieved, when you're talking about politics, when you're talking about vehicles, when you're talking about dreams and aspirations, when you're talking about programs, when you're presenting your presentation, when you're talking about your boss, when you're talking about issues of life, spirituality, relationships, work ethics, culture, and differences, from the abundance of your heart, the mouth begins to speak, Victoria. And these are the things we are talking about, taking care of the things that are hidden, that are unseen, like your toothbrush. For me to know, Victoria, how the state of your toothbrush, I have to come to your bathroom. I have to know which one exactly is your toothbrush to be able to know how you relate with it. Supposing you're 5 or you're 6 in the family, unless I particularly know which one is yours, I'll just see a bunch of toothbrushes and I'll not know so which is. But when you have your self-respect within yourself, when you come outside, it begins to show. It shows in how you walk, in how you talk, in the way you carry yourself, in the way you dress, in the way you address matters. Like now, for example, this lady, during that conversation, people kept on asking her, "Can we call you an Uber to send you home? Can we help you get home?" Because now you become somebody who we no longer want to affiliate with. We no longer want to associate. We no longer want to, we don't even want you here anymore. We want you to leave, literally, to the point that 6 men are waking up to just deal with one woman. It goes out to show the inner being. And in that process, they started talking nasty stuff and saying, "I told them she's just horny, she just needs good stick." Yani, things just, yeah, they started talking, and I was sitting there, I was thinking, it's time to go home.
Yokabe,
Masaa watu wameolewa should go home. Yes, Victoria, go ahead.
we have another comment here, and says from Benson BK Kamau says, in regard to dress code as well as in
Life
as
in
well as
general.
in general, everything has a time and place.
Yeah.
Fleeces and bedwear are very comfortable, but they're not for chat boardroom it all. But you as a human are a brand. Hey, Nyokabi. Hey, Nyokabi. Benson is
Yes.
attacking my nini. You see how I usually come sometimes with a bonnet.
Unajua, people don't know, tukimaliza hizi show tukienda kufanya postmortem, the real us comes out.
People don't know me.
But I like what he's highlighting.
I don't come here. I don't come here with them on. This is the thing. There are people who walk around in pajamas and they
Yes.
walk around in. Achatu.
But I like the way he put it. He says that these things are comfortable. Our pajamas are very comfortable. Our bedwears are comfortable, but they're not to be worn everywhere. And this is the concept that we see ladies in town walking on the streets with their 2 mini skirts, and they're sitting in a matatu, and you're feeling, "Oh, this lady." You have no self-respect. How else is somebody supposed to respect you if you don't respect yourself? If you are in a club,
Sure.
dressed like that, and there's
Sure.
lighting moving, nobody can really see the details of your, but mchana umepanda matatu with your with your shortened, with your cut skirt, people are looking at you and thinking, "Wow, what happened to the rest of that skirt? Who interfered with it? And these are the things that we are talking
Your
about.
cabbage.
These are the yes. Yes, Victoria.
Not only the short skirts, because I will tell you that it's not, I will stop you from beguiling women a lot. There are these men who walk around. Have you ever seen them with these tight things that are showing things
You
that are not supposed to
Victoria,
be seen?
you have a problem with these things, but
Unakaa kwa matatu. You're sitting in a matatu, and not only this, but you seeing three legs. You're seeing three legs. You're like, why? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Say something to like come on, as in come on. You see
Victoria,
things that you're
Victoria,
not supposed to. And I think it's not
Victoria, you're
okay.
letting the cat out of the bag. You're letting the cat out of the bag, Victoria.
Yeah,
These
I'm
guys
just
don't know
saying.
that we look. They don't know that we look, but now you're telling them
We
that we
do.
look. And stop telling them.
We
Stop
do.
letting the cat out of the bag, man.
No,
What's
but
wrong with you?
Nokabi, in as much as they start telling us about our miniskirts, our body cons and all that kind of thing, we have to also tell them, man, stop bringing us to see three legs. We are not an animal. We all want to see two walking legs. You're bringing us to see things that we're not supposed to see, and it's not okay. Dress to be addressed. If you want me to address you as Mr. CEO and as Mr. So and so, stop bringing things where I'll address you like, yo, Maze, come, let's, where? Don't do that. It's not okay. Dress how you wish to be addressed and respect yourself. If you respect yourself enough that you are Mr. CEO, wait, Nyokabi, let me address men. Let me address men, Nyokabi. I will address men today. Men, if you want to be respected and you want to say that I am boss, I am this and this and this, there's a reason why they make tailor-made suits and they make tailor-made all these things. Find your size and let it be your size. Stop bringing us to seeing things that we're not supposed to see. Y'all keep on talking about how women dress in tight CG, they dress in what. Men pia nyinyi mko na tabia mbaya. You have very bad manners. And also another thing, wear a vest. Please. Vests are made for something inside your shirt. Mimi, I don't want to be seeing nipples all around when it's cold. They are here like this. Wear a vest and wear it properly. Wear a suit. Dress very well, because this is not okay. We look as well. In as much as men think that they're very visual, women are also very visual, and a woman will not respect you and she will not address you politely and well. She will call you that's a guy that I. And trust me, in this generation women are also like this. Once she's done, she's got it, she's gone. And it's such a bad thing, but you, respect yourself, please. Respect kila mtu ajiheshimu. And this tells a lot about you. You cannot tell me you're Mr. CEO, you're Mr. CG, that and that, while you're showing everything to everybody. I mean, come on, respect yourself. There are things that you keep for you. There are things that you bring to me as your person. There are things that you know. It's a paramount. It's a very paramount. Nyoka nimemaliza ku address men. I don't
And
like to see things that are not
that
supposed
was not even an address. That was a ranting, a write-up, run declaration of war. And the most shocking thing is Noreen Ambata is here supporting you and saying
yes.
that Nyokabi Victoria is right, because men also talk about what they don't want to see in us
They do.
wearing. They don't know. And I'm so surprised that these things are coming out and people are saying that even men also. And you know, when you talk about self-respect, we always focus on women. We talk about women
Yes, we
respecting
do.
themselves and carrying themselves. And I like that you brought up the dress code. And I also want to talk about alcoholism. Even men
Yes.
themselves, when they take their alcohol, they'll tell you just about anything and everything. And they
Yeah.
also carry themselves in a manner that is warranting and that is concerning. And at
And
the
that's
same
what
time, you want to be respected. These are the same
exactly.
guys who they come at 3 a.m. in the morning, shout at the top of their voice, "This is my house, open," or "I get in with the door." Who's going to respect this nonsense? Then when they get drunk, they
True.
start driving like lunatics and like they are on a highway racing or on some kind, and you're thinking, Jesus, who is going to respect this person? So
Nobody.
before you ask us to respect you, really, you must respect yourself. Before
and
you
even
ask us to hold you at high esteem, you must respect yourself. And because we're about to finish, Victoria, we are almost out of time. Issue imeshika. I want to address the issue of how do you find that reason to respect yourself. Number one, you stop comparing yourself with others. Nyokabi is not Victoria. Victoria is not Nyokabi.
yes,
So stop comparing and stop living your life with others because you keep making a copy of it. And by the way, as we talk about this, Victoria, I don't know whether you can find me that video of ours and bring it back. What we are talking about,
wait,
comparison.
let me bring it back.
Yes,
Let me bring it back. Let me
comparison
bring it back,
and trying
Yokabi.
to look like another person, trying to walk like another person, trying to dress like another person, trying to keep up with the trends that are there on TikTok, that are there on the marketplace, that are there on Facebook. What is happening in the IG? You're trying to keep up with people with who you are not. So in order for you to show self-respect, number one, you must find admiration from within yourself. So don't find admiration from the outside and begin to pick. Victoria, are you ready for me to show
Yes,
to illustrate
yes,
that
yes,
comparison? Oh,
yes,
darling,
yes.
do your thing, mama. Do your thing.
Olo bakinine, olo bakinine.
You know,
This is
Yokabi,
what we are talking about,
I am
Victoria.
not doing this as well. I am not doing
Yes.
this as well.
You see somebody, you're comparing. You're trying to be Victoria. You're trying to be Nyokabi. Be yourself. Find things within yourself to admire. Look at your journey. Where have you come from? What achievements have you made? What do those achievements mean to you as an individual? Are they achievements that you're recognizing as yourself and achievement that you're recognizing other people are also recognizing and pointing out to you? So let me address that question of Victoria Ambata, who she's saying,
Wait.
what about those men who urinate on the road and what? And do they really respect? I wonder, by the way. Noreen, I also wonder whether these guys respect themselves. Ametokeleza tu kwa barabara, ametoa wi, and there they are.
Wait,
They are urinating.
I have another example, Yokabi. I have
Yes.
another example. This
Yes.
one of women who every man they find, every man they see, ni tumie fare, ni baie, ni peleke, ni nunulie, ni fanyie, ni pay my rent. Girl, excuse you. Hey, Nyokabi, please address.
And let me tell you, what do you expect as a result? Yesterday, I had a training of young people, and I asked them, you trade your body, you trade your most precious commodity, because it's the most precious commodity in your body. Because once somebody has seen that there's nothing left, yani ukishatolea mtu nguo, there is nothing left. That's it. You've climaxed. That's the most precious commodity that you have for a boda ride from your house to the stage. You've traded it for credit of 100 bob or 200 or even 1,000 bob. You've traded your whole being for fare, 200 shillings or 300 shillings to move from point A to. Is it worth it? When you find value in yourself and you respect yourself, the people around you automatically begin to respect you. Number two, find things to admire in yourself. Our time is up. If you want to go on this journey of finding self-respect, find things to admire about yourself. Start with your physical being. Appreciate the things that you have. We are not perfect. Those that are blessed here, Victoria, they're not blessed behind there. But appreciate where you're blessed. If your brooksides are better than your sitting area, appreciate
Yes.
that you
Yes.
have. Find reasons to admire yourself. Find them. Look for them. Use a microscope like this and find them wherever they are hiding and begin to admire, because respect comes from admiration. If you value yourself, if you value the way you look, if you value the way you are, if you value your achievement, if you value your dreams, you begin to treat them with respect. If this lady had valued the opportunities that was there for her, she would have treated that day with a lot of respect, and she would have treated herself with a lot of respect. How is she supposed to face these people the next day? How are they supposed to treat her with respect? If there were people who could have taken advantage, she could have been dragged, probably raped, waking up in the morning and saying, oh, they took advantage of me. Don't put yourself in positions where you cannot be able to control. So be sober with yourself. The other thing that I want to say about self-respect: shut doors that cause low self-respect. If alcoholism causes you to have low self-respect, close that door. Close it. Drink in your house where nobody is seeing you, where if you get drunk, you decide to stand on top of the TV and say, I am Superman,
Mm-hmm.
and jump off from there down there. Close those doors. Don't humiliate and embarrass yourself in front of people, so that when you come out with high esteem, with your head held high, and you begin to carry yourself with a lot of respect, and the people around you will start to respect you. So we
Very.
are about to close this very, very, very amazing show, and I want to thank every single one of you for joining us tonight, bringing us your attention, bringing us your love, bringing us the comments in the comment sections, and participating in the conversation. We appreciate you very, very much. We want to invite you to follow us on our social media platforms at Nyokabi GK Kamau on Facebook, Nyokabi GK Kamau on Instagram, Nyokabi GK Kamau on all social media platforms, and especially on YouTube. If you can subscribe, kindly hit the subscription button. Subscription is free. You're not paying for anything, but it helps the channel to grow and to become what it is. And without forgetting my very own darling, Victoria Nikata, at Responding to Live, please remember to subscribe and like her. And by the way, she does these amazing talks for just 1 minute every single day. And she has Wisdom Wednesday. And by the way, I don't know where you get all this knowledge from. Please follow her on her platform and you will get to interact with her at that level. Also join her every Wednesday for her night show, Victoria Talks at Night, and you will have yesterday we were learning about our thoughts, putting the things that are in our thoughts, and I was just sitting there and I was thinking, guy, where are my thoughts in line with what I am doing? Yani, am I in line? And that's the question I get. Am I in line? You don't want to miss every Wednesday this conversation. And of course, don't forget to join us here every Thursday at 8 p.m. Kenyan time. I don't know, East African time is Sangapi. It's 7 to 8 to 8.
It is no. It is 8 p.m. East African time and 7 p.m. Central European time.
Awesome. Thank you so
Yes.
much. So join us at that particular time. Remember to interact with us in the comment section, even after we have finished the show. If you watch the show and you like the content and you want to interact with us, please, hatujafika ile level ya ignore comments. Leave your comment right there. We will get back to you and we will engage with you. Unajua hatujafika hiyo level ya celebrity ati sasa hizi comments they just pass through and we don't read them. We are reading them. So leave them right there. And we will respond. And before we go, we have to play our slogan for this very day. Victoria, bea watu kitu before to end ndio tu prepare kavitu.
Ebu ngoja. Njohi. Have a lovely one. Have a lovely one. Goodbye, good evening, good morning, wherever you are.
Wolo baki nine